This is the tragic story of 37-year-old Daray Sims, who was killed by his wife, Leigh Sims, aged 36. Daray, a married man and a former college football player who was also the loving father of 2 children. Unfortunately, that would all come to a gut-wrenching end as his wife shot him in cold blood inside the bathroom of their home in McKinney, Texas, claiming self-defense. When the police found him and his 2 kids, his wife planned to escape the country. This is the story of how the events of that dark day unfolded. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This story will be taking us to McKinney, Texas. McKinney is a city in Collin County, Texas. It's one of Texas's oldest and largest historic districts, with more than 120 shops, including boutiques, art galleries, antique stores. McKinney was named after Colin McKinney, one of the people who signed the Texas Declaration of Independence. Our heartbreaking story today revolves around Daray Sims, a man whose life was as vibrant as it was tragically short. Born and raised in Texas, Daray was an incredible athlete. He was a star that shone brightly on the football field of Abilene Christian University in the early 2000s as a defensive end. His dedication to the sport was not just a hobby but a passion that defined a significant part of his identity. This is evident as he still owns multiple university records. But Daray's life was not all about football. He was also a family man, deeply devoted to his wife, Leigh Sims, and their 2 young children. Despite the challenges that life threw at them, Daray's role as a father was one he cherished deeply. His children, a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old at the time of his death, were the center of his world. As we look deeper into the story of Daray Sims, we need to discuss the complex relationship he shared with his wife, Leigh Sims. Their relationship, like any other, began with promise and hope. They were 2 young people that went on a romantic journey together, a journey that would span 7 years, and bring 2 beautiful children into their lives. In the early years, their bond seemed strong. They celebrated milestones together, navigated the challenges of parenthood, and built a life that, from the outside, seemed filled with love and commitment. In fact, they celebrated their 7th anniversary just days before the tragic incident that would forever change the course of their lives. However, as time passed, the cracks began to show. The relationship that once held so much promise began to unravel. The details of their private struggles remain largely hidden. Still, we know that their relationship was fraught with tension and allegations of abuse. In 2014, a significant event marked a turning point in their relationship. Daray was arrested on suspicion of assault family violence. However, a grand jury reportedly declined to indict him due to Morgan's reluctance to prosecute him. Though largely kept under wraps, it is clear from this incident that a darker side of their relationship existed, and it would not be able to hide much longer. On the fateful day of April 20, 2018, an argument erupted between Daray and Morgan, and the tension between them reached a boiling point, and what happened next would forever change their lives. Their daughter shared the troubling account. According to her, it seemed like her mom got a firearm from the safe. Morgan had taken considerable measures to ensure the children were not present at the scene. The daughter explained that her mother sent them to a separate room in the house to watch a movie. This is where the story takes a really serious turn. The daughter reported that her mother then shot her father, not once, but 4 times. He was shot twice in the abdomen and twice in the chest. And all of this apparently happened while he was in the bathroom, taking a shower. Continuing with her account, the daughter explained that after committing this horrific act, her mother didn't seem to show remorse or confess immediately. Instead, she is said to have hidden the firearm behind her back, a clear attempt to conceal the evidence of what she had done. And after the shooting, everything was a mess. Daray was left on the bathroom floor. His life sadly ended too soon. In a rush, Morgan left their home, leaving their 2 young kids behind in an act of unbelievable selfishness. She took with her $6,000, Daray's wallet, phone, keys, and their family passports. When the police arrived, they found a heartbreaking scene. Daray was on the bathroom floor, a sad reminder of what had happened. Their kids left alone in the house were a sign of a family torn apart. After the shooting, Morgan didn't stick around. She left in a hurry, leaving behind a home filled with confusion and sorrow. But she didn't get far. The police were on her trail, piecing together the events of that tragic day. Morgan was found north of Anna, Texas, in her car. It was as if she was ready to leave everything behind. As we mentioned before, she had $6,000 in cash, her husband's wallet, phone, keys, and even their family passports. It seemed like she had planned to disappear and start her life all over again. Evidence from her phone even showed she had been looking up directions to Mexico. But her plan didn't work out. The police arrested her, bringing her in to face the consequences of her actions. A woman who had been a wife and a mother was now a suspect in a serious crime. After her arrest, Morgan's story took another turn. She was brought to trial, facing serious charges for her actions. The courtroom became the stage for the next chapter of this story, a place where the truth would be sought. Morgan was charged with murder. The evidence seemed stacked against her. The shooting, her hurried escape, and the items she took with her all pointed to her guilt. But Morgan had a different story to tell. She claimed she had been defending herself from DeRay's abuse. She claimed that he choked her, an action that poses a significant threat to one's life. Then, as per her statement, he didn't just stop at that but escalated the situation further by physically tossing her onto the ground. The wife has asserted that her husband refused to let her leave their home, effectively trapping her within its walls. She alleged that, on the day of the shooting, her husband attempted to assault her while she was in the shower. The trial lasted 3 weeks, a tense period filled with testimonies, evidence, and arguments from both sides. Morgan took the stand, sharing her side of the story. She spoke of years of abuse, of fear, of a desperate need to protect herself. She presented photos of injuries she claimed were inflicted by DeRay. But the prosecution had a different view. They presented text messages between Morgan and DeRay, showing a different side of their relationship. They argued that DeRay was simply taking a shower after doing chores around the house when the shooting occurred. After 3 long weeks, in a significant turn of events, the wife was found not guilty of murder in the court trial. Her defense lawyer argued that she acted in self-defense, a claim that would put her actions in a different light, considering the alleged abuse she faced from her husband. Evidence was presented in court to substantiate these claims of abuse. The jury, having evaluated the evidence and arguments presented, came to the conclusion that the wife did not premeditate her husband's murder. Instead, they found that she acted either recklessly or in the spur of the moment, influenced by the heat of passion. This suggests that they believed her actions were a reaction to immediate circumstances rather than a planned event. But that didn't mean Morgan was free to go. Instead, the jury found her guilty of a less serious crime of manslaughter which carries a lesser charge than first-degree murder. The judge gave Morgan a jail sentence of 180 days, which she began serving on November 19, 2021. She has since completed this sentence, but Morgan's legal journey isn't over yet. Along with the jury's verdict, the judge gave Morgan a sentence of 10 years of probation. This means that even after she got out of jail, she was still under the supervision of a probation officer for 10 years. She must follow certain rules and conditions, like regularly reporting to her probation officer, not committing more crimes, and possibly going to counseling or community service. As for bail, she was held on a $500,000 bond during her trial. The story of DeRay and Morgan Sims is a tragic one. A family was torn apart, and 2 young children lost their father. It's a reminder of the devastating impact of violence and the importance of understanding and addressing issues within relationships before they escalate. We can only hope that sharing this story will help prevent such tragedies. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of DeRay Sims. May DeRay's memory be a blessing for his family and for all who knew him, and may his life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe out there and see you guys in the next video.